Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. This is Hannah Tega. If you're new here, you're very welcome. If you're a subscriber or you continue to visit this channel from time to time, thank you so much for coming again. I have a beautiful tutorial for you, and it's a cowl kaftan with front slits, and you can apply a belt if you want. So let's just get straight into the video. I'm gonna be drafting the pattern first using A4 paper, and I'm gonna be using centimeters instead of inches. So that's the length of the paper and that's the width, which represents the fabric. So you wanna fold the fabric into half like that. That's the length of your kaftan when folded. When folded, my kaftan will be 58 inches in length. So now I've folded the width there, and now I have 20 inches as my width because the entire length of my width is 40. I will have 20 inches when folded over, right? Because I'm using A4 paper for the demonstration, I'll be using centimeters instead of inches on the ruler. For the front and back neckline width, I'll be taking 3 inches. This is a standard measurement. Now once you've marked your neck width, you want to add your shoulder and sleeve measurement. So you'll be taking both together because we're not cutting a separate sleeve. I'm taking 18 inches for the total length of the sleeve. You want to mark that from the nape of your neck. Then I'll add 1 inch sewing allowance. So in total, I've got 19 inches there. Now come down by 2 inches for your shoulder slope. So from the 19 inches, come down by 2 inches. That's your shoulder slope. Before connecting the shoulder with a line, I'm going to add the back neckline measurement. The length I'm going to use is 1.5 inches for the back neckline, 1.5 inches and 7 inches for the front neck panel. That's 1.5. So you connect it to the 3 inches. Then for the front neck panel, 7 inches, you connect it to the neck width of 3 inches. So once that is done, you can move on to the next stage. So I'm going to connect from the neck width down to the shoulder slope, the 2 inches shoulder slope, and that forms the shoulder line. So both the shoulder and the sleeve are connected. For your sleeve opening, you can decide to take between 12 inches and 15 inches, depending on how you want it opened. Now I'm going to be taking 15 inches for mine because I really want an open sleeve. So I've marked 15 inches there. Next, you want to take your hip line measurements. You don't need the bust or waist. So I'll be marking 24 inches. 24 inches for the hip line. If yours is 25, you can mark 25. So you mark your hip line and roll a line. Now you want to add your hip circumference measurement divided by 4. If your hip circumference is 40 divided by 4, it will give you 10. Make the marking and add 5 inches, extra inches. So that's my hip circumference marked there, plus 5 inches extra measurement. Once that is done, you want to move on and add your kaftan length. So I'm going to be going for 58 inches. The entire fabric I'll be using is 58 inches. So I'll be using everything. But on this paper, I'll just be marking it as a demonstration. So you make your marking for your kaftan length. And after then, you're going to add 1 inch hem allowance. So that's the kaftan length and also 1 inch hem allowance. Now you want to add your hip line measurement to the hem line. So I'm going to be transferring exactly the same hip line measurement right there. So you want to do that for yours as well. Then you start connecting all the lines together, starting with your sleeve. Draw out your sleeve and after then connect your sleeve to your hip line like that in a curved shape. From your hip line you come down by 4 inches. You can come down by 4 or 5 inches, but come down by 4 inches and connect the hip line to the 4 inches right up to your hem line. And you have to find a way of shaping it, blending it in with the sleeve area, the sleeve opening, right from the hem line. If you have a curved ruler, you can do that. As you can see here, it's not well shaped. So I had to do a blending together from that hip line right up to the sleeve. Depending on the length you're gonna be making, that will determine the slit length you're gonna be adding. Mine is a floor length COWL kaftan, so I'm gonna be coming up by 20 inches. If you want, you can come up 25 inches, above your knee line. So I'm going for 20 inches first here from my hem line. Like I said before, my fabric length is 58 inches. So if I go up 20 inches, yeah, you know how many inches I'll be left with, besides my hem allowance. So the slit opening width will be 3 inches here. So, and you need to connect it to the 20 inches or whatever inch you have. Later in the video, I'm gonna alter this because while I was about to cut my fabric, I needed my slit to be wider than this. So I'll be showing you what I did. But if you want your slit to be small, you can follow this guide. So once it was completed, I had this outlook. This is the entire outlook. And I started cutting my pattern. So I'm cutting both the front and the back panel here together. That's what you need to do. And the neck, right? And once you've done that, you remove the back panel so that you can cut the front panel neckline and the slit, as the back panel doesn't have a slit. So the neck and the slit are different. So once that was done, guys, I went ahead and changed the outlook of my pattern. I decided to alter the front slit because I wasn't really happy with the opening. So I made it wider, as you can see, but a bit curvy along the edge of the fabric. See the sides. Can you see? So I changed the entire slit and I was happy with how I changed it. So I went ahead and placed my fabric on the table and drill a start line because the edge of the fabric wasn't smooth enough to start. Here I'm taking 4 inches as my neck width. So if you're a medium size to big size, you need 4 inches as your neck width. Your back neck depth is 1.5 inches and the front neck depth is 7 inches. If you want a more revealing neckline, then you can go for 8 or 9 inches for your front neck depth. Now here I'm adding my 19 inches. Remember 18 inches for my sleeve and 1 inch for the sewing allowance. So I have 18 inch and 1 inch, which is 19 in total. So then my 2 inches shoulder slope. That's a 2-inch shoulder slope, which I'm gonna connect to my neck width. So you need to connect your shoulder slope to your neck width. Now you want to add 1/2 inch sewing allowance to the shoulder line. I went ahead and added my sleeve opening and the front slit, then proceeded to cut. I would advise that for this project you need a lightweight fabric, nothing heavy. Once I finished cutting the front panel and the back panel, I removed the back panel and proceeded and cut the front neckline and the slit, and I started stitching. For the neckline, I cut a bias using the same fabric, and here we have the finished look here. So all nice and shaped. Simple, classy, elegant. It reminds me of holiday, going on holiday and making something for the beach. Depending on what fabric you use, guys, you can always pull it off for a party, a big occasion, holiday, beautiful. Using the right fabric, you can make it more gorgeous than this. The fabric will definitely redefine this cowl kaftan, and this is a very simple project. Anyone can make this. Not so difficult at all. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this will help someone out there to make a cowl kaftan with front slit. Remember, guys, to subscribe, leave me a comment, like and share, and I'll see you in my next tutorial. Till then, look after yourself and bye for now.